All right, let's begin today in Savasana. So gently lower yourself all the way to your back. Walk the heels to the edges of the mat, the arms lengthened out at your side, taking up a little bit more space than usual. Feel the back body resting against the earth. And take a few rounds of deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the breath guide you to this exact moment, how your body is feeling today, where the mind is energetically. Are you feeling a little flustered or focused? Wherever you're at on that spectrum, let the breath calm you, focus you. Begin to release the body, untensing the arms and the fingers, relaxing the shoulders, softening the knees. And coming back to just gentle but full inhales and exhales through the nose. Sending that breath into the belly. Deep belly breaths. And begin to bring the legs together. Cross the right ankle over the left. Reach the arms up overhead. And grabbing onto your left wrist, curve the body towards the left. Kind of creating a C shape. Breathing in from the ankle to the right side of the hip, through the right side of the chest. Expanding on the inhale and relaxing a little bit more on the exhale. Release the arms, come back to center, uncross the ankles, point the toes, reach the arms, big stretch, and then cross the left ankle over the right. With your right hand, grab your left wrist and curve towards the right, walking the feet over the right side of the mat, curving into a C shape. So your hips kind of stay where they're at and just the ankles and the wrists and the upper back are curving in towards each other. Keep the heart towards the sky, breathing into that left side body. Another breath here. And then inhale, come back to center, uncross the legs. Again, point the toes, reach the fingertips up overhead. Take a big stretch. Exhale, hands to your side. Let it out. Begin to bend the knees and walk the heels in towards your hips. We'll take supine figure 4 here. So cross the right ankle over the left knee. And before reaching up, we're just going to gently rock the hips left and right. And then when you feel ready, if you'd like, you can lift that left leg up, reach between the space, and clasp your fingertips behind the left knee or around the left hamstring, and gently pull that left knee in towards you as you press the right knee away. Lengthen the spine, tuck the chin, and reintroduce that gentle rocking of the hips left and right. Continuing to connect each movement with your breath. It might take a few rounds to find that rhythm. And come to stillness, gently release that left leg. Extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, flat foot, and slow motion lowering that straight leg all the way down to the mat. Take your time. When your heel reaches the mat, bend the knee. So both feet are again flat on the mat, walking the heels in towards your hips. And we'll take the other side. Cross the left ankle over your right knee. And spend a few breaths here, allowing that left hip to open. And then gently rock the hips left and right. And moving to that supine figure 4. Lift that right leg off the mat. Reach between the legs to grab that right leg, gently pulling that right leg back. Shoulders are still on the earth. Energetically press that left knee away, tuck the chin so your neck and spine are long and straight. And then gently reintroduce the rocking left and right, moving with the breath. Keep your focus in the present, on your body, on your mat. The breath entering and exiting your body. Gently find some stillness. Lower that right leg, releasing the grip. Extend the left leg straight, flat foot towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, slowly lower that left leg straight all the way down to the mat. When the heel reaches, bend the knee again. Rock the knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms or your wrists around your knees. A little rock again, left and right. And then begin to rock up and down the spine, gaining some momentum. And if you'd like, you can roll up to sit or just gently press yourself up, however is most accessible for you. So finding a comfortable seat in the center of the mat, we're going to begin our practice with Padma Mudra. So bringing the palms together, the thumbs are going to seal against each other, and the pinky fingers are going to seal against each other, and the rest of the fingers are going to spread wide open. And you just allow that to sit right at your chest. And this is the Lotus Mudra. Today's class will be embodying that lotus flower. It's very symbolic, and you'll see it a lot. It's imagery and a lot of yoga things. So you're probably very familiar with it. You may have done this mudra before as well. So Padma Mudra, the lotus. And lotus grows in muddy, mucky water, pushes up through, and as the sun finds its petals, it begins to blossom more. So finding that Lotus Mudra in the center of your chest. Gently drop the chin and either lower your gaze or close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths into your lotus. Maybe acknowledging where your muddy waters are, the difficult times of life, things that are unclear, a little murky. Using this practice to push up through the mud and the muck, finding the sunlight, allowing ourselves to bloom. Spend a few more breaths here. And on your inhale, take a deep breath in, the biggest inhale you've taken all day. On your exhale, let it out through open mouth. Release the mudra. Bring your hands to your knees. We'll begin with a few seated cat and cows. On your exhale, curling the spine, tucking the chin, holding onto those knees as you press the back of the heart space towards the back of the room. Your inhale lengthens the spine and then arches the back as you pull your heart through your shoulders, maybe lifting the chin, dropping the head back even. This is your breath in. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin, press it out. Just continue this back and forth. Open and close, breath in, breath out. Opening through the spine, the chest cavity. Feel free to add in any other extra movements that your body might be calling for. Maybe a little side to side. Maybe a little spinal circles. And coming back to a straight spine. Take a few shoulder rolls, keeping your hands on your knees. Shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears and exhaling down the back. Breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, plant them down in front of you. Make your way to tabletop. And then lower all the way down to your belly. Take your time. Lower the forehead to the mat, tops of the feet on the earth, and lower the arms next to you with the palms up. So your hands should be next to your hips. And on an inhale, just lift the chest, lift the heart. A little mini locust pose. So really, really small here. Small, slow movements. And exhale, lower the forehead down. We'll take 2 more of those. Inhale, gentle lift, about 1/4 of the way of your locust. Exhale, lower down. Maybe this time you come up about halfway. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do the same thing with the feet. So flip the palms down onto the mat. And on an inhale, keeping the forehead down, just lift the toes. Exhale the feet down. Big toes are touching, legs are zipped in towards each other. Lifting from the inner thighs. Inhale, lift about 1/4 of the way. Exhale, slow motion lower. Last one. Inhale, lift up maybe a little bit higher if you're ready. Exhale, lower. Bring the hands next to your chest. Lift and shift up and back to child's pose. Hips over your heels. Any variation here. Lowering the head to the mat or a block, arms up overhead. Take 3 rounds of slow, deep breath here. Feeling the tailbone growing heavy. Maybe even massaging the third eye by gently rocking the head left and right. On your final exhale, let it all out through open mouth. Inhale, look up between your hands. And shift up and back to downward facing dog. As slow as you can. Take your time. Tucking the toes under. Spinning the inner elbows forward. Looking back at your knees. Lifting them up off the mat. Shifting the hips back and then slowly straightening the legs until you find your down dog shape. Keeping a slight bend in the knees, press your chest towards your thighs and then lift up through the sitting bones. Begin to feel the heels right. Looking back at your left heel, your left ankle. Take that right hand and reach for your ankle or your shin, your knee, whatever's accessible. Taking a little twist and finding your gaze underneath your left armpit. Exhale, plant that right hand back to meet the other at the top. Look back at your right ankle. And with your left hand, grab the left ankle, left shin, looking up under your right armpit. Exhale, plant it back down. Look between your hands and tiptoe towards the top of the mat, finding a forward fold, deep bend in the knees here. Let the head hang heavy. Let the spine decompress. Exhale it out. Inhale to halfway lift, knees still slightly bent. Bring your arms back behind you like airplane arms. On an exhale, we're coming through chair, so drop the hips as you lift and straighten your spine. Arms come up as you begin to stand. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms, 90-degree angles, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to mountain, arms at your side. Finding your breath, feeling your feet firmly on the mat, engaging the legs, elongating through the spine. Drop the tailbone just a bit. Lift through the sternum. Slight tuck of the chin. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to halfway lift. Hands on your knees. Long, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Coming to that forward fold, lengthening the spine over the legs. And then inhale, roll the spine up to stand. Take your time. Head and neck are the last to come up. Inhale the arms up overhead at the top. Exhale to halfway lift again, bending the knees, folding the torso over the thighs. Reach back this time with the arms. Exhale to chair. Inhale to stand. Arms reach up. Exhale, lower the elbows, 90 degrees. Cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tuck the chin. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down. Bend your knees as much as you need to plant your hands. Inhale, look up towards the top of the mat and step your feet back, lower to your knees, finding tabletop. Cat and cow for a few rounds of breath here. And then walk the knees back, lower to your belly. We'll take a wide-armed cobra. So walk your fingertips off the edges of the mat to the right and the left, tenting the fingertips up. Shrug the shoulders up and then down the back as you lift your heart. Tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Your gaze is just over the top edge of the mat, so you're not looking too far ahead, keeping the neck in line with the spine. It's an extension of the vertebrae up into the head, so keep that all in line. Broad through the collarbones. One more deep inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down. Bring the hands back next to your chest. Lifting up to tabletop or to plank if you're ready. Spinning the elbows forward if you're in plank, engaging the belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Feel free to pedal out your heels, take any other movements that feel good. Make those 3 breaths deep, slow. And look between your hands, tiptoe towards the top of the mat, finding a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, stay in your halfway lift. Reach the arms forward, bend the knees. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Slow motion, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. Gently swing the arms up as you sink the hips back. Weight in the heels, toes are light, heart is open. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. Step back to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly, maybe through knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward dog, step your right foot forward and find warrior 1. Plant the back heel down. Take your time. Press down and in with the legs. Reach the arms up. Turn the hip points and the shoulder points towards the top of the mat. Relax the shoulders. Zip the lower belly in. Broaden through the heart. Exhale. Lower the hands down to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gently step the left foot forward. Warrior 1 on the other side. Back heel spins down. Right toes are facing the top edge of the mat. Hug everything in. Press down. Hug in. Inhale, reach up. Face the top of the mat with the torso. Again, shoulders relaxed. Arms are reaching up, but if you need to bend your elbows so that your shoulders are relaxed and your shoulder blades are down your mat, that's perfectly fine. Find what your warrior 1 looks like. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands to either side of the left foot. Step that left foot back, finding plank or your knees. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths in downward dog here. So even though we're settling into this posture, keep it active. Scrub the hands and the feet towards each other as if you're trying to create a bubble underneath the middle of your mat. Spin the biceps forward. Relax the neck. Allow the heels to become heavy. Lift up through the tailbone. And look between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. Sweep the arms down and around in front of you as you lift the torso. Keep the knees bent. Send the hips back. Slight tuck of the tailbone if you tend to stick it out like I do. Arms wide, heart open, slight tuck of the chin. Inhale to stand. Reach up. Exhale to mountain. Take a breath and a rest here. Check in with your body. See how you're feeling today. If anything in any of those movements just didn't sit right, pay attention to that. Make adjustments throughout your practice as you need. Yoga should feel good. It should help alleviate pain, not create more. So do your best. Challenge yourself when appropriate, and take a little step back when that seems like the better option for you. When you're ready to begin, again, we'll continue reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back, find warrior two. Spinning the back heel down, and take your time here. It's a slow flow, so moving with your breath. Taking your time to align yourself and really feel into the posture. Get into the muck of it. Hugging that right heel towards your back, left arch. Lengthening through that left leg. Left toes facing the left edge of the mat. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Hug the ribs in, don't stick out your chest. And then reach forward, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Breathing here. One more inhale. Exhale to triangle, coming back through warrior two. Straighten that front leg, maybe hop the left foot in a little bit and turn the left toes to face the top edge of the mat. Reach forward just like we did in reverse warrior. Lower that right hand down to the inside of the right leg. Left arm comes up. Maybe use a block here. Keep lifting up through that left leg as you reach for the sky with the left fingertips. Heart is opening. Pressing the inner feet down towards the mat. One more breath here. Inhale it up. Walk that heel back a little bit, bending into that front knee, finding your warrior two, right to side angle lunge, left or right elbow to right knee, or you can bring your right fingertips down to the inside of the right foot. Left arm still up, gaze follows. Keep breathing. Continue to bring yourself into that moment. Stay in the mud, stay in the muck. The lotus is blossoming. Inhale back up. Finding warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And allow your exhale to slowly cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Coming to the lunge. Staying here for just a breath. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Noticing maybe a little difference in the right leg or the left. And look between your hands and walk towards the top of the mat until you find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step the right foot to the back of the mat, this time warrior two. Spin the back heel down, ground down with the lower body, hug everything in, and then reach the arms up, blossom them open. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Sink down, draw up, lengthen through the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gaze over the front fingertips. Find a little bit of power and a little bit of peace in your warrior two. Reach forward, flip the front palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Right hand comes to your back leg. Left arm reaches up overhead. Remember to keep the heart open here. On your exhale, triangle pose. Maybe hopping that back foot in, straighten the front leg, reach forward, lower the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Reach the right arm up. Trying to squeeze yourself between 2 panes of glass. So you want to find some length and lift. We're not reaching forward with the chest just to lower our fingertips. You need to bring those fingertips up. Spin the heart towards the ceiling. Press the feet down. Still breathing. Inhale the arms up. Side angle lunge. Maybe walk that back foot back. Bend into that knee, left elbow to left knee, right arm up. Or you can open your arms, bringing the left fingertips down towards the foot. Breathing into that right side body, lifting up through that right hip. Pressing against the left leg with the left arm to open through the heart. Inhale back up. Reverse forward. Reach forward. Up and back. Exhale, gentle cartwheeling of the hands to frame the front foot. Back heel lifts. Finding our runner's lunge. Breathe here. Plant the hands. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lower the knees to the mat. Lower the chest between the hands, chin to the mat. Inhale, pull forward and open towards your Cobra pose. Breathe. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat. Tuck the toes, plant the hands. If you can, lift a plank. Use your knees if you can't. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Step, tiptoe, hop towards the top, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll the spine up to stand. Reaching the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together at the top. Exhale them down through heart center and find Padma Mudra. Blossoming the fingertips open, the pinky and the thumb pressing together. Stand up nice and straight, grounded in the feet, active in the legs. Breathing into your lotus blossom at the center of your chest. Three more rounds of breath. And then on your inhale, lift the gaze. Offer that lotus blossom up, lifting the fingertips up. So you reach the arms up at the top. Exhale, release the mudra. Bring your hands back behind you, clasping the fingertips behind your low back. You can also use a strap or just reach the arms back, shoulders down. Lift the heart, inhale. Slight bend in the knees. Exhale, standing yoga mudra. Finding a halfway lift with the spine straight, torso over the legs. Long through the spine, slowly begin to lengthen out through the backs of the legs as best you can. Maybe they don't quite get there, and that's all right. Let the head hang heavy. Arms come up overhead a little bit more. Inhale, bend the knees, coming through chair, release the hands. Reach the arms up. Exhale to stand. Arms to your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, finding chair, coming through, halfway lift, send the arms back. Shift the weight to that right foot and send the left leg back. High lunge. Arms come up. Exhale, plant the hands down to the inside of the right foot, finding lizard pose. Pull that left hip forward, right hip back. Breathe here. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. After your final exhale, press down into your hands. Step that right foot back, side plank. Shift to the right side of the edge of the right foot, and you can plant the left foot in front of you. We're going to take supported side plank here. So left foot is planted in front of you, balancing on the right edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. Breathing here. Lift up through that left hip. Find some length in the spine. Reach up with the left fingertips. Then look down at your right hand. Lower that left hand to meet the mat. Pivot Lower the left foot down, or the left knee down. Right knee meets it at the mat until you're in tabletop. Rinse it out with a cat and a cow. Tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Look between the hands, make your way to the top. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay in your halfway lift for the exhale. Send the arms back behind you. Shift the weight to the left foot. Send the right foot to the back. High lunge. Arms up overhead as you lift the torso. Left hip pulls back, or right hip pulls forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lizard. Plant your hands to the inside of the left leg. Heel toe that left foot out if you need. Keep pulling that right hip forward, left hip back. Find a little softness. Breathe into whatever feels muddy here. Find where you can blossom. Maybe that's lowering to the forearms. Maybe that's backing up and putting your hands up onto a block. Blossoming into a posture doesn't necessarily mean you go quote unquote deeper or to a quote unquote fuller expression. Your lotus is going to look a little different from the next person's, and that's what makes them beautiful, to be cheesy but true. All right, press the hands into the mat, step that left foot back, finding plank to side plank. This time we're going to step the right foot forward. I think this will be a little bit easier to cue this way. And then lower the left side of the foot to the knife edge of the foot. So we're just pivoting from the toes to the knife edge of the foot. Reach the right arm up. And there's our side plank. Lift that right hip, lengthen through the spine, find your gaze up at your right fingertips, if that's okay for your neck. Breathe it out. Stay with yourself. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Pivot the hips to face the mat. Lower the knees, finding your tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow. And from here, we'll thread the needle, plant the left hand, reach the right arm up and open. Exhale, thread that right arm underneath, lowering to your shoulder, side of the face. However high up you need to stay is fine as well. Breathe it out. Bring that left hand in front of your face, press into the mat to reach up. Unwind, bringing that right arm back up. Exhale, plant it down, other side. Left arm sweeps up and open. Exhale, lower that left arm underneath, thread it under, lower down as far as you need. And breathe. Final exhale. Bring the right hand in front of your face. Press into the mat to reach the left arm up and open. Exhale, plant that hand down. Shift the hips back, finding hero pose. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant them down. Tuck the toes, lifting to downward facing dog. Look between your hands, step the right foot forward between your hands, standing splits. Shift the weight forward, lift the left foot off the mat, moving from that inner thigh. So lift up through that inner thigh. Try to find a straight back. Keep the hips level. Look back towards your left knee. Ground down through that right foot. Maybe you begin to walk your hands back towards your ankle. Maybe you grab your ankle with one hand. Maybe both. Maybe neither. Practicing here. What we're going to do next is step back to our high lunge. Maybe you want to come up through warrior 3. Maybe you don't. Coming to that high lunge. Exhale, plant the hands down over the foot. Step that right foot back. Find your downward facing dog. A couple breaths here before we move to the other side. And look between your hands. Step the left foot forward.
Shift the weight forward onto the left foot, and from the inner right thigh, begin to lift that right leg up as you balance on that left foot. Begin to straighten through the left leg, straighten through the torso to inhale, and then exhale, look back at your knee, fold the heart over the knee, keeping the hips level. Standing splits. Begin to walk the fingertips towards your left foot. Remember to keep the heart open here. Maybe you grab your ankle with one hand. Maybe working to grab it with both. Maybe coming up to warrior 3. Step back to high lunge, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look back at your feet and walk your hands back so you're standing in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, roll up to stand. Take your time. Inhale at the top, arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to tree. Lower your hands to either side. Shift the weight to the right foot. Begin to lift that left knee up. Keep your hands on your hips and plant that left foot wherever it will meet on your leg. Breathing here. I invite you to take Padma Mudra. Once again, our lotus at the center of the heart. Find a spot to focus on. Softly gaze. Deeply breathe. Take a deep breath in together. And open mouth exhale. Release the mudra. And taking your left foot, see if you can bring it up to the crease of your right, where your right torso meets your right leg. And we'll just breathe here for a moment. If this is too intense for your knee or you can't quite get it, no worries. You can stay in tree pose or maybe cross the ankle over the top of the knee. It's okay if you can hold it. Breathing here. Find your balance. Maybe you can release that foot and bring the palms back to our mudra or just to Anjali Mudra Para Heart Center. Wherever you're at, begin to find standing figure 4. Send the hips back, heart comes forward. Keep the heart open. Balancing on that right foot. Feeling it in that glute. Breathe. Inhale back up to stand. Release your hands. Release the foot. And shake it out. Shimmy the legs, shrug the arms, release that energy. And then find yourself standing again in mountain pose. Firm your feet, firm the legs, firm the belly, lengthen the spine, arms at either side. Shift the weight to the left foot and find your tree pose. Draw that right foot up. Don't use your hands to help yourself out. Finding any arm placement until you find your balance. And then once you're there, bring your lotus flower back in front of your heart. Slight tuck of the tailbone, slight lift of the sternum. Hugging the ribs in. Pressing down through the foot. Inhaling energy and strength up from the earth. Slight tuck of the chin. Find your focus point. And enjoy the posture. Maybe this time we begin to bloom our lotus again up. So lift your mudra up, arms extending up overhead. When you reach the top, release the hands, exhale them slowly down. Grabbing onto that right foot, bring it up to the hip crease of the left leg. You can hold on with your left foot. Find your balance. Keep some length in the spine. And finding that right angle for the correct angle for your knee. Maybe it's the right angle. Maybe you begin to release that left foot. Then slowly make your way to standing figure 4. Hips go back first. Strong left leg. Heart remains open as you hinge at the hips over your right leg. Slight gaze down. Long in the back of the neck. Inhale back to stand. Slowly, in control. If you fall out, take your time getting back in. Don't hate yourself for it. Embrace the mud. Release the mudra. Grabbing onto that foot. Release the foot, and then shake it out. Finding yourself again at the back of the mat. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands out to downward dog. And shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower through. Cobra up dog on the inhale. Exhale to child's pose, taking a wide-legged version, knees to the edges of the mat, big toes together. Heart melts between the knees, forehead down to the mat. 3 breaths here. Together, finding hero pose. And we'll take half camel, lifting up onto our knees. And if you've had enough on your knees or this isn't possible for you today, feel free to take this standing. We'll do a little mini standing back bend. So your choice. Either on your knees or standing. Shrug the shoulders down the back. Once again, let's take our Padma Mudra at the center of our heart. Slight tuck of the tailbone, lengthen through the spine as if you're pressing your back against a wall. Hugging the legs in towards each other, tops of the feet pressing down into the mat or the bottoms of your feet if you're standing. Relax the shoulders, slight tuck of the chin. Then begin to squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting the gaze, lift your mudra up. Offer your lotus flower to the sky as you lift up. Keep the belly hugged in, keep the chest hugged in. Keep lifting up, pressing the front body forward, or the front body is back, pressing back more. So we're not just dumping back, keep the hips over the knees. Exhale, release the hands, clasp them at your low back or on your hips. Breathe in, feel the open-heartedness. The lotus is also part of the heart chakra, opening the heart. Exhale, release. Slowly lower to your heels or come down to sit if you are standing. Let's just take a moment of breath here and let that sink in. Feel the expansiveness of the open chest. The petals of the lotus of your heart blooming open. Take a full inhale, breathing in as much air as you can. And an open mouth exhale. Shift the hips to one side. Come to bound angle, soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Grabbing onto your ankles. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine, and fold over the legs. Maybe cupping your toes. Your inhale lifts the heart forward. Your exhale lowers your torso a little bit more. Take a few rounds of that. Inhaling, opening and lifting. Exhaling, melting down a little more. On an inhale, slowly sit back up. Keep the left knee bent, extend the right leg long, bringing the left sole of the foot into the right thigh. Reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen through the spine and exhale, tilt to the right, folding over the right leg. Your right hand reaches your toe or your ankle or the side of the foot. Pull that left shoulder open and then reach that left arm overhead, bicep over your ear. Finding side body stretch in the left. Inhale to sit back up, bring both arms up. Inhale, reach, turn to face the right leg. And this time, exhale, reaching the heart over the right knee. Maybe grabbing onto your foot or your ankle. Relax the shoulders down your back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold a little deeper, lowering your gaze towards your knee. Relax the head and the neck. Just a couple more breaths here. Inhale, slowly begin to sit up. And we'll take Artapadmasana. So the lotus sitting posture is the most typical posture that the ancient yoga practitioners used in meditation. It's where you cross your ankles and your feet. I can't do it, so I can't demonstrate it. But we'll do the half version and then you'll get the idea of it. So that left foot is going to come up as far as you can get it up into that right hip crease. And you want your foot over the thigh. So if you need to lower it and maybe just take like a seated forward fold kind of thing, that's fine as well. But if you want to try to work up to Padmasana, Artapadmasana, this is bringing that ankle into the hip crease and allowing the foot to be over the edge of your hip. So in the full expression of the pose, you would then bend the right knee and bring it up on the other thigh. But we're going to stay here and we're going to take a forward fold version of this. So bring your hands back behind you, fingertips about 6 inches behind you and propped up. So coming up onto the fingertips, shrug the shoulders down the back so the heart lifts. Press down through the fingertips and down to the sitting bones. So you're like coming up out of your pelvis and then press the heart forward. So we're almost folding forward, but we're keeping the arms back and the heart open. Gazing straight down. Couple more breaths here. Inhale back up to center. Taking that leg, making like a cradle. Bring the crooks of your elbows around the foot and the knee and lift that leg up. Maybe you can cross your fingers and just take a little gentle rocking, like you've got a little baby in your arms. When you're satisfied with that, gently lower that baby back down onto your legs. Lengthen through both feet so they're long out in front of you, finding staff pose. On your sitting bones, fingertips next to your hips. Breathing here. Walk the hands a few inches behind you. We'll take reverse plank. As usual, you can take reverse tabletop or just stay here and open the heart. When you're ready, lifting from the belly, lift the hips off the mat. Find your strength. Stay with yourself. Pull the belly button in towards the low spine. Protect that low back. You're lifting from your core. Maybe you drop your head back. One more inhale. Slow motion exhale. Stay in control. And bring the sole of the right foot into the left leg. Reach the arms up. And then exhale the left side of the body over the left leg, finding your big toe, your ankle, right arm comes up overhead. Pull that right shoulder back so the heart stays open. Breathe into that right side body. Inhale it back up. Arms up overhead. Turn the torso to face the left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach for that left foot as you fold over the left leg. Let your hands land on the earth or your legs. Shrug the shoulders down the back to keep the heart open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, now melt over that left leg. Relax the neck. Allow the breath to focus you back on the here and now, the sensations in the body. Allowing the fluctuations of the mind to just be on their way without triggering your attention. Inhale, slowly begin to sit up. Take that right ankle and bring it over that left leg. You can straighten that left leg out in front of you. Crossing that right ankle as far up as you can get it into that left hip crease, maybe over the left side of the leg. So you want your ankle somewhat straight here. For Artapadmasana. Left toes are facing back towards you. Relax the shoulders. Bring the hands next to you on the mat and then walk them back a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Press down with the fingertips and down through the sitting bones. So you're coming up out of your pelvis, finding a little length. And then exhale, bring the heart forward. Lower the gaze. Breathe. Inhale to gently sit back up. And taking that right leg in your arms like a cradle, bringing the foot and the knee into the crook of your arms. And lifting up that little baby, take a gentle rock left and right. And when you're ready, just gently lower it back down. Lengthen that leg back out in front of you. Lower on down to your back for a bridge pose. Keeping the knees bent. Walk the feet back in towards your hips. Feet about hips width distance apart. And from here, we're going to take an open-hearted bridge posture. So with your fingers, grab the edges of the mat next to you. So holding on to the mat. On an inhale, lift the hips. Lift up as much as you can. Wiggle the shoulder blades together underneath you and pull that mat so that you're broadening through the heart. Keep the neck relaxed here. Feel the different sensation from your normal bridge. Keep hugging the legs in towards each other. Lifting up a little higher. Press the forearms down, squeeze the mat, pull the mat. Exhale, release the grip. Slowly lower the heart down. Take a few windshield wipers left and right with the knees. And then finding supine figure 4, cross that right ankle over the and lift the left leg up. Again, reaching between the legs, drawing that left knee in. Maybe this time taking a little deeper, getting a little bit more sensation in that right glute. Breathing here. And we'll take it into the twist. So drop the legs over towards the left. So the right foot is meeting the earth. Extend the right arm long out to the right side of the mat and let your gaze follow. Begin to allow the breath to settle. Begin to allow your body to release down to the mat a little bit more. Inhale, gaze back to the center, up towards the ceiling. Lift the the legs back up. Uncross the ankle. And we'll take figure 4 on the other side. Cross the left ankle over your right knee. Lift the right leg up. Grab the back of that right leg and gently pull it towards your chest as you press that left knee away. Tuck the chin. Maybe deepening a little bit more if that feels good for you. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. You're not overcompensating. And then taking into the twist, drop the legs and the hips towards the right. So the sole of the left foot meets the earth. And bring the left arm out, looking over your left shoulder. Settle into the twist, softening the belly, releasing the shoulders. Final round of breath here. Inhale the gaze to the ceiling. Bring the legs back up to center. Uncross the legs. Again, a little windshield wiper left and right. Any other movements that your body is calling for. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe take a happy baby. If you take that happy baby, widen the legs wide, as if you're in a wide-legged forward fold, but with the feet towards the ceiling. Press out through the heels. Inhale, bring it back in for your happy baby. Bring the knees back together. Or hug of yourself. Wrap the forearms around the shins. Hug the forehead towards your knees, curling into a little ball. And then exhale, unfold. Slowly allowing your body to open onto the mat. Widen your heels towards the edges of the mat. Reach the arms out wide. Fully blossoming your body as if it's a lotus flower. Gently floating on the top of the pond. Allowing the dirty mud around your roots to gently cascade towards the floor of the pond. Feel the warmth of the sun against your arms and your legs. Like petals absorb that sunlight, reflecting its brightness, reflecting its peace. Allow yourself to float here in Savasana. Begin to relax the breathing. Release the awareness of your breath by softening the belly and allowing yourself to just breathe naturally. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Soften the jaw. Relax the face. Begin to deepen your breath. Allow your body to remain still, soaking in a few more moments. With the tiniest movements, the fingers and the toes begin to create some ripples in the pond where you float. Gently roll the wrists and the ankles. Take the deepest breath in you possibly can. And an open mouth exhale. Release the imagery, release the practice. Bringing the legs and the arms in towards each other. Rolling to one side. Take your time pressing up to a comfortable seat. In a soft gaze, with the eyes closed, spend just a moment here. The palms together at heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Om Mani Padme Hum.